Hey guys, it's coreross and welcome to this short masterclass on Alibi. Alibi is one of the brand new defenders coming to Rainbow Six Siege with Operation Bellum. Alibi's unique gadget is her Prisma holograms. These are almost perfect representations of Alibi, and if the enemy is to shoot at them, they will actually give away their own position for a short amount of time. Alibi gets 3 of these. Now let's talk about what weapons to bring with Alibi. So first of all, there's not really a bad choice for her. Her SMG is really good and it's good for close combat to medium combat. Then she has a fully automatic shotgun. This is devastating at close range, but anything above close range is very bad. So you're going to want to pick what you think you're going to be engaging at. If you think you'll be engaging at medium range, you want to bring the SMG. But if you're planning to do stuff close combat, definitely bring the full auto shotgun and it's a lot of fun to use. However, your primary should dictate the secondary you go with. So if you're going with the SMG, you want the shotgun pistol as your secondary. This is great for opening up hatches and taking on people at close range if need be. Although because it's a shotgun, it doesn't do instant headshot damage like a normal pistol would do in Rainbow Six Siege. So watch out, and you might need more than a few rounds to kill someone in the head with this weapon. And then if you're taking the full automatic shotgun, you want to be taking the coreross revolver. This fires normal rounds, so it's actually good for medium range. She then has impact grenades or a deployable shield. You're probably going to want to go with impact grenades. Now let's talk about Alibi's gadget. So this is probably one of the most versatile gadgets I've ever seen in Rainbow Six Siege, and you can use it in so many different ways. So let's first of all go over the strengths and weaknesses of these holographic decoys. So first of all, they are almost perfect representations of Alibi. You'll also notice the quality of the holograms are not as good as the actual character model. With her default uniform, her default weapon skin, and a default sight, so just iron sights. That means that in a split second you can see the real Alibi and the fake Alibi, just depending on the skin she's wearing and the sight she's got on her guns. But that split second delay can result in death for the attacker. Now the other thing is, if you actually trick the enemy into shooting the hologram, or throwing a grenade through it, throwing a smoke through it, or jumping their drone through it, that will actually reveal the location of the attacking player. So it makes it very useful if the enemy does indeed shoot your holograms. Now there are also operators that counter Alibi. So first of all, IQ can detect the holographic base that actually projects these holograms. Thatcher can disable the holograms for a short amount of time. And Twitch can actually drive up and actually shoot the base and destroy the holograms. And Glaz's thermal scope will not be tricked by the holograms. You can first of all do the Hall of Mirrors tactic, where you actually put out holograms in a room and you stand still in the same room. So when the attackers come in, they'll actually not know which person to shoot at and you'll get the kill. Now that's not going to work for very long. As people learn about these holograms, they're going to easily be able to spot the real one from the fake one. What you want to do is get more tactical. So you want to put these holograms especially behind things like soft walls. This way you can actually have the hologram up, and then when the enemy is actually pushing towards you, you use your shotgun pistol to actually put a hole in the wall. What the attacker sees is this hole appearing and a bad guy standing behind it. Of course it's a hologram, but they're going to do that split second shot and immediately shoot that hologram, giving away their position, which is of course awesome for you. You also don't want to put these holograms out straight away. If the enemy is droning and very good with drones, they're going to find the locations of your holograms and call out where they are, and they're just going to ignore them when they enter rooms. If you keep your holograms on you and start putting them down tactically later in the match, it means you can put them down without anyone knowing where they are. Another great thing is also picking them up mid-match and putting them back down. Just constantly moving their position so that there's no way for them to drone it out and actually give good intel on where things are. But another thing you can also do is the switcheroo, which is when an attacker shoots at your hologram, they will then get spotted and detected. They will then take cover in order to not get shot at. But as soon as that spot disappears, as soon as they move back into the room where your hologram is, you can actually move into the position of the hologram. You can actually stand on a holographic pad so that it looks like it really is a hologram standing there, because the actual hologram disappears when Alibi stands on it. But of course it's not. It is actually the real Alibi, but the attacker has no idea that you've switched positions. They move in thinking everything's fine and you kill them. Now this is by far the most satisfying kill you can possibly get with Alibi, and it's just freaking cool. And it actually works amazingly well. Now, if you plan to roam with Alibi, I recommend keeping all 3 of the holograms on you, and you use them as you move in order to set up ambushes to just trick enemies into getting into trouble with you. Of course, if they drone you out and you have to start moving and they're following you, you can drop these holograms down as you go, and they're going to have a hard time figuring out who is who on the move. But if you also want to turtle into the actual objective room, a great way is putting them behind soft cover. That way you can actually shoot out towards the enemies. They'll see the bullets coming out, they'll shoot back at you, but they'll actually hit the hologram instead of you, and that way give away their position. And it really slows down attackers as they're trying to push in. Now, the main thing about Alibi's holograms is that players are going to get better at spotting where those holograms are. But just like Frost, players got really good at detecting frost mats. However, the highest ranked players are actually the more likely to get trapped in frost mats. Now, that's probably because those players are really good at putting them in really good positions. And it's exactly the same thing with Alibi. You can hold on to these things so that they don't get droned out, they don't get figured out where they are, and when the action actually starts and everything's going down, you start throwing them out, you start confusing everyone, and that confusion leads to the enemy having a lot of trouble and you gaining the upper advantage. So in ranked play, I think these things could be really, really good if used very, very well. So don't go throwing them out all over the place willy-nilly. Actually put them in really tactical positions, put them behind cover so that no one can actually see the base of the feet, and also, of course, do the switcheroo and actually stand in that holographic pad and get a kill from there. Well guys, that's my very short masterclass on Alibi. Hopefully that gets you up to speed on her abilities, and hopefully you can use her really well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.